Calgary home prices are down 2%. And if that's all you heard, then you probably think it's a bad time to buy, and it's probably an even worse time to sell. So I have the latest Calgary real estate stats here, and I'm going to discuss those with you today. And I want to show you why those numbers are the most misleading in the latest report. Because depending on what you own and where you own it, this might be the best market you've seen in 3 years. I'm Patrick Murray with Patrick Murray Real Estate, realtor with Coldwell Banker Mountain Central. And every month, I sit down to break down the numbers for you from the latest Calgary real estate market reports. So it's August right now, and the last report came out at the end of July, beginning of August. So these are the latest and greatest stats. I'm going to explain to you, whether you're a buyer or a seller, what the market means for you where you live. And stay to the end, because it's the part at the end that most people get wrong and that costs them the most money. Let's start with the raw numbers and unpack them. July sales, 1,904, which is 9% below last July. New listings, 3,323, and that's 15% below last July. And the benchmark price across all residential is $569,200, and that's down 2% year over year, and the months of supply moved up to 3.5. Now, here's the part that almost nobody mentions. Sales came down 9%, new listings came down 15%. So listings fell harder than sales, which is why the sales to new listing ratio barely moved. It's a 57%. And that means it's essentially where it was in June. Now, this is not a market that is falling apart. That's a market where buyers and sellers both have stepped back at the same time. Slower is not the same thing as broken, and we're definitely not broken. And that distinction changes what you should do next. Now let's go back to that 2%, because here's why I don't like it. Apartment condominiums, well, the benchmark price was $297,600, and that's down over 8% year over year and 13% below their 2024 peak. Detached homes, well, $743,900, down under 2%. Row housing, well, that's $418,500, down 6%, and semi-detached at $691,000, which is essentially flat. Now, it's the same city, the same month, and a 6-point spread between the top and the bottom. And it gets sharper than that. Detached prices in city center and the West District are actually higher than they were a year ago. So when you hear Calgary prices are down 2%, I mean, you need to understand the number does not describe your home. It's the average for markets moving in different directions, and it also depends on what community that product is located in. So why is this market happening? Well, CREB's chief economist, Anne-Marie Lurie, puts it plainly here. Quote, several consecutive years of high construction levels and the sudden drop in mostly international migration have contributed to the shift in the housing market conditions, mostly for higher density homes. And then this. While new construction is slowing, there are over 17,000 apartment-style units under construction. 17,000. That is the entire story in one single number. It explains why the condo market has softened. It explains why row housing is showing signs of oversupply, and it explains why the detached market, where new supply is more constrained, is holding up as well as it is. Just a quick shameless plug, like we do in all the videos. If you're new to this channel and you'd like to continue to know more about what's happening in the Calgary real estate market, maybe you want to learn more about specific communities or Calgary as a whole, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified every single time I release a new video. All right, so what's actually working in your favor? Let's take a look at buyers first. Number one, you have time. You can go out, you can look at a house on Saturday night, you can go home and sleep on it, you can come back and view it a second time on Sunday or Monday, and then you can put in an offer. Now, if you competed in 2022, you remember what the alternative felt like. Number two, conditions are back on the table. That means you can write an offer and put conditions in to protect yourself properly, and you don't have to worry about somebody swooping in and you having to write a condition-free offer, which leaves you open to some possible problems in the future. Number three, the entry point has reopened. Condos are really soft right now. If you got priced out in 2023, guys, it's time to look again. Number four, and this is one a lot of people missed, is the district spread. Now, detached prices rose year over year in the city center and the West District, but in the Northeast, for example, it fell nearly 6%. And so you could sell in one district if you wanted to and buy in a less expensive district, and that spread, well, guess what, guys? That's real money in your pocket. And number five, negotiation is normal again. Yes, that's right. Row homes are at nearly 4 months of supply, apartments nearly at 5 months of supply. Price, possession date, inclusions, inspections, all of it is back on the table, and it's not like it was at all 3 years ago. Now let's talk about sellers, and there is some good news for you. Number one, the most underreported number in the release is your competition is thinning out. New listings fell 15% citywide. That's new listings coming onto the market. Detached new listings fell 9% to 1,707, and detached inventory overall has declined year over year every month since March. Fewer homes on the market means fewer homes standing between a serious qualified buyer and your home. Number two, detached and semi-detached homes, well, they're balanced, not distressed. Detached is at nearly 3 months of supply, while semi-detached is below 3, with a sales to new listings ratio of 60% for most of the year. And those are balanced readings. A well-prepared, correctly priced home still sells. Number three, you've kept most of your gains. CREB puts it plainly. Prices have eased from the 2025 peak, but, and quote, it has not erased all the gains reported over the past several years. Guys, that's really good news. Number four, this is not 2015 to 2019, and a lot of sellers still carry some scar tissue from that time. So hear it in CREB's own words. Demand levels remain stronger than those reported during the challenging market conditions experienced from 2015 to 2019. What changed is supply, not buyers disappearing. And number five, the buyers that are walking through your door right now are serious. Nobody tours homes in a slower market for entertainment. Your traffic is smaller and far more qualified than it has ever been, which usually means a cleaner, faster negotiation. Okay, and the section that I said most people get wrong. This is not one market. Detached months of supply range from under 2 months in the West District, which is a seller's market, to over 5 months in the Northeast, which is a buyer's market. It's the same city and it's the same month. In the semi-detached sector, the West was the only district in Calgary to post a year-over-year price gain. And in row housing, the year-to-date declines ran from 12% in the Northeast districts and the East districts down to 3% in the West District. And a buyer reading the citywide average will underestimate how competitive the West District really is. A seller reading it will totally misprice a Northeast listing. One more thing sellers need to hear. If your home is only a few years old and the builder is still selling in your community, you're competing with someone that can offer a lot of incentives, upgrades, and a fresh warranty. And CREB flags this specifically. That's a pricing conversation to have before you list, not 30 days after you've been on the market. So there are 3 things to take away from today's video. 1, the 2% headline is an average, okay? Condos are down 8%, detached down under 2. Know which one you actually own. Number 2, supply is the story here, not collapsing demand. 17,000 units under construction, and demand is still running ahead of what we lived through from 2015 to 2019. We're in a very different market. Number 3, your district matters more than the city number every single time. Every one of these numbers changes meaning the moment we attach it to a real address, a real property, and a price band. If you want to know what these recent numbers mean for your home specifically, please feel free to reach out. Guys, a conversation costs you absolutely nothing. And I can drill down to specific areas of the city. I can even drill the numbers down right down to your own community and your product type. I'm Patrick Murray Real Estate, realtor with Coldwell Banker Mountain Central. Please like and subscribe to this video, especially if you enjoy hearing about what's going on with the market. And if you want to know what's going on with the market next month, that's the way to get the best numbers, is to pay attention here. I'll see you in the next one.